Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Market Check brought to you by BB. Today's panel, you've got me, Max, the CEO of BB, our CFO, Haggard, and our ever loved and adored analyst, Nancy Pelosi, stock god, who also goes by Will's Outlook sometimes. We're running point today on Market Check, guys. We're going to have a great time. We got some new backgrounds as well. We moved into a new office. It's not a virtual background. I promise you, it's totally real. It's totally legit. If it looks like we're fading into the background once in a while, it's definitely not fake. I promise. It's something with your computer, not any fake backgrounds or anything like that. But the title of today's show is Altcoins Are Bottom to Deal with It. Maybe some truth to it, maybe not some truth to it, maybe a little bit of hope, maybe a little bit of manifestation. I don't know. We're going to talk about it though. I actually do think that there's a pretty good case to be made for altcoins being bottomed, at least against Bitcoin. US dollar pair will depend on what majors do, but I don't really see a lot more, at least for your altcoins that are here to stay. I don't really see a lot more pain for altcoins against their Bitcoin valuations. Like I think that they are largely bottomed, and we're going to talk about all that. But let's get into the charts. Let's not waste any more time. I mean, here's the thing too: is like the stock market opened like an hour and a half ago, and you obviously know that the Americans love to wake up and just sell their crypto. Like that's their favorite activity in the world. Is like
Mhm.
there's two things: there's the Super Bowl, and then there's waking up and selling crypto at the New York Open. So it's like you kind of had to know we were going to get a little bit of red. Asia did everything that they could to pump this market up. And then, of course, like New York session hits, and like Larry and the boys are just like, it's time to sell our crypto. Like, I cannot wait to just suppress this market. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. I've grown to love it. It's a treat to wake up to. But yeah, anyways, let's get into the charts, guys. Tucker, let's pull up your screen here. Um, Tell us about how low Bitcoin's gonna go, man. Like how much damage are Larry and the boys gonna do?
I don't think they're gonna do too much more today. I don't. I hadn't done this in a while, which is put fibs on here, but I just drew one from here to here and then another one. And I just flipped one of them, and it's just like they kind of both get respected, right? And I'm like, as long as we're in here, it's not really an issue. Like that's kind of how I expect September to go. uh a little bit, right? Like there's so much, and I've been tweeting out a bunch of charts and whatever, but everybody's like, "Oh, September's terrible. It's so bearish. Like you guys are getting bullish into the worst, seasonality month ever." I'm like, "Okay, right? Like let's go. Let's see. Okay, let's just see real quick. We're just going to do this. I'm sure you guys have done it already, but we're going to do it again for you, okay? So, let's look. We're only looking at halving years, okay? We're only looking at election years because nothing else matters. So from the open to the close, we were down 7.5% in 2020. Okay. Now let's go back to the only other cycle that actually matters, which is 2017. Oh, look, we were green. We were green in September, 7.2%. So that's kind of a wash in my opinion. So I don't really think there's a ton of signal in September.
One
Also,
little thing to add into that, Tucker, is even if it is gonna be like, and at this point it's not really up for debate. We've completely pissed away the past 5 months. Thank you, Bitcoin. Thank you for wasting 5 months. Um, but at the same time, this has been a cycle that's been slightly like out in front of its skis. Hence, we made an all-time high before the halving, which we'd never done. So maybe it's possible that once again we will see a slight front running of the norm. Maybe September is the beginning of the Q4 rally rather than October.
yeah, this might be interesting to measure. So from the bottom until the parabolic rally, we had 22 bars. Where's December? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Ooh, 20 bars.
That wasn't the bottom though. Go back one.
Yeah, I guess we'll go back one.
What is the bottom?
21 bars. Oh no. Could that mean that the next monthly candle is gonna be that? Oh
Who could
man.
have
Just
foreseen?
who could have foreseen, right? Because I'm just, on the wasting time thing, right? Like huge waste of time. Like, you know what else was a huge waste of time? Was this was a huge waste of time.
Brutal.
All this just garbage price action. Was it? You didn't really have it in 2017, right? Like, you wasted a little time here, a little, I guess really these few months you could have said, but that was bullish. Like this was, Bitcoin was $800, right? Like that, what are we talking about? Like this kind of has to be the cycle to compare it to, even though there was COVID and money printing and whatever. Like, I don't know. There's pros and cons to looking at this cycle, but I think just in terms of the wasting of time, that is a similarity, right? You just take out COVID and it doesn't look that dissimilar, right? You take
And
out
by the
COVID,
way,
it
the
doesn't look
beauty of the COVID time waste was that it kind of solidified our bear market base that we never
Mhm,
really came back down to that consolidation. I know a lot of people during the bear market, kind of myself included, wanted us to
mhm,
retest the top of that. Like that would have just been like a textbook retest. And typically those kind of get front run, right? But that was sort of your final bear market or like post cycle before a new cycle reaccumulation.
mhm.
And I'm viewing like if you were to draw a black line just like that one on the tops of last cycle through where we're at right now.
I mean, here's this
No, no,
one
no, sorry.
too. I
Yeah,
know, I know,
okay,
I know,
okay,
I know.
okay.
This one.
Like
Which
either
top?
one. Yeah, just
Yeah.
kinda the spirit of the move, right? I think that's kinda what we're gonna be staring down the barrel of is like, you know, we will look back on this and next bear market, we will probably really want a retest of this 5 or 6 month consolidation right here. And maybe we'll get it, but also maybe not, right? Like it depends how high we go. But we are getting to the end of the road here. Um, Q4 typically is really good for crypto. We know that. We've all seen the percentages. Um, no drop in contracts in the chat, man. No drop in comments.
Are they dropping?
No drop in. I know what contract it is too. It's
I know what it is too.
you and Louie, man. No
Hey,
drop in
man.
comments in the chats. All right, come on, guys. Um, but yeah, Q4 has typically been really good for crypto, and I think that this is all kind of leading into that a bit. It's just we can't hang out here forever, right? And when you see like stocks performing well, gold all-time high, like silver performing well, like you have all these assets that are trading really really well, and you just have like this unbelievable amount of lag or suppression, and it's like either crypto's completely dead and nobody wants to own it and trade it, and Wall Street bought the top, or we're lagging and we're about to see a major catch up in September, October, November, December. That's it.
Yeah. I
What if we
mean,
don't pump in Q4? I'll go crazy.
it's over. If
I
we don't
can't take
pump in
more. I can't take
Q4,
more months of this, man. Like we've
yeah,
been here for half a year almost.
we've got a problem if we don't pump in Q4, guys. That would be an issue. But I mean, this is kind of this is that live alpha, guys. Like 20 bars, 22 bars, 21, like from bottom to pump. Okay. Because that's all we care about. I don't care about the halving. I don't care about the election. From bottom to pump. Okay. 20, 22, 21. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. This could be like usually we don't get a dump that hard in August, right? And I've tweeted the thing out. I'm not gonna remake it right now, but like usually the like this dump was September 1st or whatever, right? I guess it was August 31st. Like, where was September in here? You know, I guess that August we did dump, but Usually August doesn't really front run September. Usually like the dump is in September, but
Can
we
you mark
dumped
out the halvings on here too, Tucker?
aggressively.
Throw
Yeah,
the
yeah,
halvings
yeah.
on here, bro. Throw the
I
halvings
mean,
on.
we nuked aggressively in August, guys. Like that was uh let me get the indicator because
Yeah, we need halvings on here,
I
man.
don't know the dates.
You don't have every date in the history of Bitcoin memorized?
Hold up. Oh, it's
Can't change it, it's
yellow.
brutal, I know.
You can't.
Just why don't you just keep that indicator on there and then
You're
just
right.
draw
You're right.
lines
You're
over
right.
it?
That's
Yeah,
alpha. That's alpha.
that's live alpha.
That is live alpha. God, I can't even.
That's because your
Okay.
background's, like, so
So good.
it is good, it's clean.
Is that right? Okay,
Yeah,
that's
there
good
you go,
enough.
now get rid of that. Delete that indicator, it's
Yeah.
over. Goodbye.
All right.
What are we
What?
talking about?
What are we Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's even better to mark out the election cycle, but I agree. Like after the halving, you get some garbage, right? You get some garbage, you get some garbage, and then what happens next? It's just like this is what I said in the Discord call yesterday. I'm like, if you aren't aggressively bidding ETH beta, at a minimum, you are fading history. At a minimum, if not ignoring current signal, like at the very least, you're saying none of this matters. At the very least, right? So,
I don't
I
know. There are
won't
people out there who would argue that none of that matters.
are you one of those people, Will?
I am not one of those individuals, but there are those individuals. They do exist. Their name starts with an N, but they,
Yes.
they do exist.
Yes, he
Um,
does exist.
yeah.
okay, something that needs to be observed is this chart. I'm gonna steal it from you, Tucker. This needs to be
Mm,
observed, okay? This is pretty wild, and I'm just gonna show you. I know we've talked about this before, right? But like, look at this chart, man. Like, even the little like, it's so similar.
even the little curl over, yeah.
Yeah, like this move that we had last
Wow.
night kind of threw us off track a little bit. Like, arguably,
It's the S&P Max. You gotta throw the S&P fractal on it. It looks perfect.
the S&P one instead of the Nasdaq.
Yes.
Um, all right, let's
But you
try
gotta
this.
it's just normie trend line versus normie trend line, right? No, it's the entirety of 2022. It's the entirety of
Oh,
2022,
you're talking
man.
about.
Yes, it's
Oh,
that. That's what I was that's
oh,
what I
you're talking about
showed in the
studying
Discord. Now
this.
draw the normie.
I will draw the normie. We're gonna be drawing the normie right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's adjust this a little bit.
It's bid shallow pullback season on total 3.
All right, let's draw a little normie here.
Yes.
Oh man,
Mhm.
and like this is kind of crazy as well.
You're literally at the 2023 open right now.
So like even this
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like
Right now.
What did
that's
you say,
kind of
Will?
nice.
He said what?
What did you
You
say?
you said something, Will?
I said we're in the pit roll era.
We're in the shot.
That's
We're
where
in
we're at.
January. We're in January of 2023 on this chart. I already can see it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We're not skipping months, Tucker. We are not skipping months.
Skipping months. No, no, no. Just observe the fractal, Will. Observe the
Oh
fractal.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Jan 2023 happens in Jan 2025.
No, 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 no. The chart speaks for itself, Will. Observe.
October 2022 happens in October of 2024.
We're at the first green dot. Almost. Close enough.
This is interesting. I mean, obviously, it's never like going to be perfect, but it's pretty interesting. Yeah, Will, your audio is pretty bad,
He
man.
said, "Is Will
Not gonna
using a
lie.
walkie-talkie?"
I currently and I had to downgrade. All right, I had to downgrade to walkie talkies rather than cell phones because living on a bridge is already harsh enough.
All right, now
This is interesting.
pull the bars, Max. Pull
Oh, you want me to actually fractal this
Mm-hmm.
all the way through?
Yeah, let's see it.
I'll do it, Tucker. I'll do it for you. Let's
It's
do
gonna
it.
be so. I literally did it yesterday. It's so clean. Yes.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Good enough. That is good enough for me. The timing is also insane. The timing is also perfect with like a true breakout in Q4 open. Yeah, right there. What are we talking about?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
possible. These
So it's
normie
like,
trend lines, they play, you know,
yeah,
they
no, they
do.
do.
It's just pain, man, until then. Like, it just, every day I wake up, New York sells. Every night I go to bed, I wake up, Asia tries to save it, you know. Then I have to buy new golf clubs because I start
Mhm.
hating trading again, you know. And you know, it's just a waiting game. That's the tough part, you know. It's
Yeah,
just been so long. It's been so long since we've just had that sweet, sweet pump,
I know.
you know.
I can feel it, man. I can feel it. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. I mean, I think we probably just bull chop through September, right? Like if we run that fractal that we put on there, it's probably just bull chop. But either way, Q4, man. It was always Q4 and Q1. You remember what Wabi was saying? Survive until 25. He was right, man. He was right.
He was right. One thing I want to talk about, okay, so there's a couple things here. So I saw some stuff this morning. About people commenting on the uninversion of the yield
Mm,
curve. And I also saw them
mm,
commenting that Warren Buffett is aggressively selling stock.
mm.
And I've been told that there is a recession coming very, very soon.
Mhm.
So
Look, it's just a bunch of idiots. No point acknowledging them. Let's move forward from that.
Warren Buffett is washed.
What like I don't know how people
greatest
don't.
investor of our lifetime.
He's washed.
He's washed. He's a has-been, bro.
Oh, man.
Oh, hold on. All right, there we go. That's better. I don't know how people like look at Warren Buffett and think that that's the person to idolize anymore. Like, I don't. The dude's like literally on his deathbed, still walking, and like maybe like tells his people to like move the money every once in a while to different things. Like these people, they've lost their edge. The only reason they have an edge is because people are copy trading them. It has nothing to do with them having a skill anymore. Like Warren Buffett buying bonds, which has been occurring, is it's a smart move, but it's a grandfather move. It's a move because you can get a little bit of money on your money and it's guaranteed money, right?
Well, yeah, Will, when you have $1 trillion and you can earn 5%, you'd be insane not to do
Yeah,
that.
I would do that.
Like the fact that people don't acknowledge that and talk about it, like they say, "Oh, look, Warren Buffett bought bonds." Okay, who fucking cares?
Okay,
Like,
hang on. We should acknowledge this chart, right? We should acknowledge this chart. Up top, we have 10-year US 10-year minus the US 2-year. Deep inversion. It's now basically back to the zero line. We're more or less uninverted. Then we also have the effective federal funds rate right here. And we have the S&P 500 right here. Put that in blue. So one thing to note is if you see all of these lines, all the vertical lines I have on my chart, you'll notice that thank you, Crypto Maxi. There is no second best, man.
Like people
He's
get so
washed,
triggered
bro.
because you tell people the fucking facts, bro. Like
He's washed.
imagine copy trading somebody with trillions of dollars or billions of dollars.
I
Like
mean, that's not a bad strategy, though, Will. Like,
I mean, if you're shooting for a
No, but if you're
401k
just
type
gonna,
play for like when you're
yeah,
like 60,
no, you got to trade that differently. Like if you had that much money, I would just shove bonds and turn my brain off.
yeah,
You know?
that's what I'm
Like
saying.
yeah.
Like
you can't
they're
if you have $1,000, you can't do that. Like,
their investing strategy is completely different from somebody who's trying to
If I had
grow their
$100
liquidity.
billion, I would be a T-bill maxi.
yeah, exactly.
But I want someone to refute this chart for me, okay? Because yes, things have changed. Yes, the market is much different than it was. Yes, I'm with you. Explain it to me. Why, when the yield curve is uninverting, and why, when the Fed is actually cutting, and we actually do have unemployment slightly curling up, right? Not terrible, but slightly. Why are we not about to have a giant recession? Why?
Because people still have jobs.
I mean, it's not
They
also claims like the dollar's nuking. Like I can go on for days on why none of this shit matters.
Well, the dollar
That this-
always nukes when we get rate cuts. Like let's throw up DXY. Here's
yeah, but the
DXY down
devaluation
below.
of the dollar is strength of assets. That's the signal. That's the signal.
Well, I'm saying like that's historically happened as well right here. Like look at this. They start cutting. US yield curve uninverts. Here's DXY. It goes down. I'm saying like that's happened as well.
And
It's
look at
already
SPX.
trending down here, but still trending down, right? Trending down. Like that wouldn't be weird for us to start trending down like that as well. I think like the biggest normie argument against this is that everybody's now kind of watching it, you know. Like I hate
Yeah.
to even just simplify it like that, but the fact that I see a bunch of like Twitter accounts with like $4,000 to their name being like the biggest crash we've ever seen is here, worse than 2007. The US yield curve is uninverting. The Fed is about to cut rates. Blah, 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 blah. And then I'm just like, that can't happen now.
I mean,
you know?
didn't the yield curve, the guy who created the yield curve, or like the fact that it's signal, come out and say that it's no longer signal?
I don't know if I saw that. I think I heard that from you, though.
He did.
Well,
He did.
it's just so the person who used the 10 to 2 for a long time. These things work until they don't, right? They work until
Well, why
they
is
don't.
it not going to work, though, is what I'm saying. Like, why is it not going to work?
I'm not saying it's not going to work. I'm just saying they work until they don't. That's with everything, right? Everything works until it doesn't, and then when it doesn't, you find a new edge. I think there's just better edges because I think everybody pays attention to the 10 to 2. Everybody's talking about it. You got guys at burger joints that are serving you your burgers that are like, oh yeah, the 10 and the 2, and it's like, bro, you're in the back making burgers. How the fuck do you know about the 10 and the 2?
What do you have against the working class, Will?
I have nothing against the working class. I just know that your interest level because I've been there, your interest level when you're not making a lot of money in assets is like almost zero. It's almost zero. It's more about how can I make more money through another job, right? Or through another come up.
I would say one argument against this playing out again is one, the market has become more reflexive and forward looking, in my opinion, than it ever has been historically. Like, you see things coming a lot further away now. And I think the way that this is trading is, what are you laughing at, Will?
The fucking comment section, Crypto Maxi.
Will hates the blue collar.
Will does hate the blue collar, man. He's making fun of people at Burger King. Like, leave them alone.
Look, my first job was rallies. Okay, that was my very first job. So you can't get any more. Like, I don't even know that's blue collar. That's like poverty. All right, that's straight poverty.
What was your first job?
Rallies.
What is that?
Like, checkers, rallies. Yeah, because they're usually in the hood. So it's checkers or rallies. It's
I've
one
never
of the
been to
two.
the hood. Then I've never heard of that. I didn't spend much time in the hood growing up.
The food.
We don't.
The
Yeah,
food's
we
not
don't
that
have
great,
that in KC.
yeah.
We don't.
For those who know, right?
Wait,
But
what's it called?
So it's there's two of them depending on where you're at in the U.S. One's called Rallies and the other one's called Checkers.
Rallies and Checkers?
Yeah, I don't know why they have two different names, but they're the same place.
Wait, hold on. So the yield curve thing, uninverting, is basically just them cutting rates, right? That's what's happening. Is it uninverts because they cut. So right, if we don't think that they're cutting because something is inherently wrong, then the yield, it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing as right. If we don't think cuts are bearish, then the yield curve uninverting is not bearish, right?
Yeah, like look at historically here, like what has happened, Fed funds rate. I'm sure the same things. I mean, it's already kind of happening, right? But what I was saying is like why I think that it might not happen this time, right? Like let's look at SPX. All right, I don't know what this is. Let's just get that off there. So you can see very, very easily, like it's not hard to see that the dips just simply get bought up a lot quicker than they used to in this market. Okay. So like, okay, let's even look at COVID, right? Like, think about how bad COVID was. Like, COVID was arguably way worse than like anything else that we've ever had in financial markets. Like, they literally shut down the entire economy. It's not like we had like a recession where like the economy shut itself down. Like, the economy was like literally red taped. It was shut down. It was completely shut down. Everybody lost their job. And look at the trading that happened here. Like, we actually, if you throw up the effective federal funds rate, you can see like we actually rallied because of these cuts right here. Like, first cut was here. We actually rallied here for a significant amount of time. So when we had the first cut, we rallied for what the hell is that? We rallied for roughly 237 days, and then we had a flash nuke and then immediate V recovery, right? This is a new paradigm where like when things have gone wrong in the past, like if we want to compare 2007, 2008, like you had a super long drawn out bear market and an even longer one over here, right? You just simply don't, we haven't, not that you won't ever, but like we'll say this was your bear market, your .com crash, okay? And we'll say that so this was your top before the bear market. There's some cuts. Okay. So like all of these drops, like they just get sucked up a lot quicker, right? Like look at COVID. It was literally nothing. It was nothing. Why is that backwards? It was literally nothing. COVID dropped and like 60 days later we were good to go, right? And another way to look at this too is like let's put up the VIX as sort of a measure of like when things really kind of hit the fan. Okay. We just had a VIX spike to 65, right? That's up there with what happened in 2008 and COVID, right? I'm just saying, like, what we just saw was a pretty big scare. And the drop that we had, we might be so forward looking that, like, the market's literally trading in like 2027 right now. Like, the market may have already, like, fully digested the entire Fed cycle, all of our hikes to pause to cuts to minor unemployment spikes to future QE. Like, the market might be so forward looking. And I think that how quick these dips get bought up compared to what has historically happened. Like, look at how long these have taken, and they just get shorter and shorter and shorter as time goes on. It might just be kind of a sign of the times that like this is the greatest Ponzi to ever exist, the S&P 500. But I don't know. I mean, it can't really get much worse than COVID. It can't, you know.
What Lazy Sunday said is real. I think most of that is very valuable information. More people understand you have to be invested no matter what, or your dollar gets devalued. You have to hide in equities and buy the dip. But that's essentially it. Like if you've got a long-term plan or a long-term, thesis, which you should have. Every person who works should have that, no matter what end of the working field you're on, because you have 401ks, you have to have a future retirement, so on and so forth. You need to be investing. It is what it is. It's just, are you looking for short-term gains or are you looking for long-term gains? And I think like these part of the markets where we are with Bitcoin, especially right now, it's about the long game, right? It's about, okay, we've been sitting here for 5-6 months sideways, literally just like punching ourselves in the face every day, doing nothing. But in the end, I think this thing pretty much works itself out. I think lower time frame, there's potential for lower. I think higher time frame, it's an easy punt, right? To be bidding these ranges. And then I'm gonna keep pounding the table on that. I think roughly probably about, we're looking at maybe 53, 55 is where I'm looking for price to go here in the relative, current market. But it is what it is. I don't make the rules.
What do you guys think about this shit? Like, I've seen a lot of people wanting like down here.
No.
No?
No, not gonna happen.
You don't think we can just cold world it down here?
Whole world it.
You don't think we can cold world it? This
No,
would be, in my opinion, I'll be honest, like I don't know if I can handle this emotionally. Like if I saw that happen, like this, it's just too much, man. Like it's too. I mean, I'd have no choice, right? But like I would literally be in shock that we made like this pattern. I would be completely in shock.
I don't think we go that deep. I think this is, again, and I didn't see the below 60K coming either. But once we broke that pattern, it was very obvious to me that we were not going to V-shaped recovery out of that range. I was just like, bro, bottom's broke, it's cooked. Like we're gonna sit sideways forever. And this is what we've been doing. Mm-hmm. They ran it back up and then ran it right back down again. And I mean, if you got a second there, Tucker, I got my chart up. But this has been a pretty interesting place, bro. Like I'm not even like because I'm dealing with the volatility too. I haven't sold anything. Like I'm getting absolutely blown out in some positions. But I think like being higher time frame, bias here, it makes sense for me to be positioned the way I am. I did tell people to switch to fundamentals. If you did, you're not taking as hard of a hit. You're definitely not taking as hard of a hit right now. But meme coins are absolutely getting their backs blown out. I think like this right here has been a very interesting range, right? And I think like if you're targeting lower, respect the trend, right? Respect the trend. And I think like, maybe you can hit in here, maybe you hit up here. I would just ideally look for this liquidity, right? I think they're coming back to kind of retest this low. Because you had the wick into here. You obviously dove deeper, looking for deeper liquidity. You caught the liquidity. Now you're coming back to kind of retest to make sure the strength still exists there. That's what I think is occurring here. So I think like on the daily structure, there's definitely a possibility of swinging low, but there could also be some low time frame fuckery where you see something like this, right? A swing fail to this mid range. This is a very important area. As you can see, there's a lot of positioning here. And it doesn't just end there. It also goes across, right? There's a lot of liquidity here. So if they want to swing long, they could, right? They could swing long and then roll back into this range and then break out. Ideally, I would, and this is what I said last time I was on the show, is I would have liked to see them break above this shoulder right here specifically, because this is where the breakdown actually occurred. And they came up and they basically, retested it and then rolled. And that's exactly kind of not exactly, but I thought this would be the higher probability play here, and it played out almost to a T. Now I'm thinking like either we get a swing into a roll or we get just the straight drop. If we get the drop, I'll be more bullish because I would prefer that, where it just does this and just leaks down, hits the liquidity. You can see there's a lot of bid here. There's a lot of bid in this range. So because there's a lot of bid in this range, and then you've also got the bid right over here too. So because there's a lot of bid here, I would expect them to hold this range, and then I'm expecting something kind of mechanical like this, and then break out like that somewhere along there. But this is kind of like, this has been my thesis. But Ethereum, man, that was very disappointing to see what happened there. To be honest with you, I was expecting the swing break here on Ethereum. You hit the mid-range, rolled, and now you're kind of retesting down here, and really you can come all the way back down into this liquidity zone if you really want to for ETH. So ETH can go a lot deeper.
I actually
than
think
Bitcoin.
that ETH is done going down, man. Like I think that's your low, truthfully.
Maybe if they can get back above this range.
Let me show you why though. So like I've spent a decent bit of time playing around with these charts. I've posted it in like for our community and stuff. But this is a daily time frame TPO chart, and these daily point of controls, they act as magnets, right? And we came back perfectly, and we had one daily naked point of control right here, and we tagged that on that drop, right? And you can see, you know, how significant these really are. So I don't know. I feel like we just kind of came back to clean this up a little bit. But I think we're going to kind of work on, carving this back up today. And I mean, I would say Nvidia earnings could really just like immediately turn things around, you know. I hate to even, it's kind of like a crowded opinion to have at this point, but I mean, Nvidia is the NASDAQ, right? And Nvidia is kind of like the Solana of legacy. It's like when Nvidia is pumping, we're risk on. That's how it's been for a while. I'm just kind of looking at it as like the market's just, whether it's stupid or not, the whole market is just, everybody is sitting there waiting for Nvidia. There's like Nvidia watch parties going on right now, you know? So I'm like,
It's stupid. That's stupid as hell, bro.
If it's stupid, you know, even if it's stupid. So I'm like, crypto's clearly lagging. Haggard's on mute. Crypto's clearly lagging. The market's waiting for Nvidia. What?
The IV on Nvidia is a 10% move today, which is obscene. Like I mean, that's the biggest implied move of any earnings of any company in any quarter for a while.
I have a little bit more if we have a minute with the charts outside of Ethereum. I really, Ethereum bottoming to me just doesn't even matter anymore. I don't even give a shit anymore. This ain't go to zero. It can go to Valhalla. It's just pissing me off with this chart. The breakdown was structurally way worse than Bitcoin, in my opinion. And you know, I'm looking at other assets at this point, but Nvidia was pretty interesting. I think this is something to watch, though. We could flip the chart there.
Oh my god, we have a serious problem, Max.
What?
You know what the problem is.
Oh my god! All right, I'll cut it. Hold on.
It's really bad. Will, don't give him any alpha yet.
I'm not. I stopped.
Hang on. Let me just go back here. Sorry, that's not the right chart.
Guys,
hog this time. Hog,
guys, what's going on?
Hog. Okay.
Did you see my bacon?
It's really sad.
Oh man, really 142, guys. Oh.
What is this? January? This January 24? Like, what are we doing here,
guys? If you are enjoying the content, do us a solid. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. We are here through good times, through bad times, through the biggest shakeout that I've ever seen in crypto, but they won't shake me out season. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, please consider helping the channel, helping the show. Hit that thumbs up button. Seriously, guys, it really helps. Otherwise, we wouldn't bug you to do it. But it seems like it's a very arbitrary evaluation process for what content gets pushed and how channels grow. And the likes are actually super important. So if you want to help us out, you just got to take 1 second and just hit that thumbs up button. We are so appreciative of your guys' continued support of what we are building here. But let's hit that thumbs up button. And if you're on Twitter too, like hit that heart button, hit the retweet button, like help share the content, guys. It's really, really simple. just takes a second. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for being here. We got 400 watching, 405 on YouTube, and then we got probably another like couple thousand on Twitter, honestly. But
what are we at? 191. Give us 200.
So Tucker, question: does lean hog mean like pigs on diets, or like how does that work?
I don't have a good answer for you, Will.
I would assume with dynamite attached to it is what it is.
Yeah, it could be that. And as you can see, it's up only. So that's signal, guys. That is signal.
Oh shoot! Hey, can we highlight Kaizi's comment up there? It's about one comment back from his current comment.
All right, 197. We're close.
Dude, should we bet on Nvidia missing their earnings?
No.
Okay.
Max, we're betting on Nvidia smashing it.
But I'm already doing that by being long as fuck crypto.
I know. I understand, but
fear is the name of the game, Kaizi. Fear is the name of the game. The more fearful you are, the better it gets.
All right, we're at 200. We can go back now. Hang on. I had such a good chart pulled up, and you guys made me go to lean hog.
Oh, you flipped you flipped off my chart. What do you mean?
I know. But before you start there, hold on, fellas. Let me just. We'll go back to you, Will. We'll go back. I promise. But I mean,
I do like that build out though.
You know, like, do we see it? Does everyone see it? Because I see it. Max, do you see it? Will, do you see it?
Dude, of course I see it.
I mean,
that's it.
Yeah. My only hang up with that is I feel like your time frames are messed up. Like,
no, so for sure. Example, I know it either works on this time frame, or I mean, it's still.
Well, you can have a fractal within a fractal, right? Because like that's how I've like. Okay, if you go to the COVID chart on the right, Tucker.
Yeah.
Like before your first green box.
Yeah.
I view us right there. Yeah. Like we're in that grind up right now.
No. Back.
It's over.
No, we're here. All right, we're back. Yeah, in here. I feel like we kind of just had like, I feel like it's either this, right? It's either this. Or it's this, right? Oh my god, dude! Why does TradingView do that? I think you're at either one of those green arrows. If I'm being honest, and it definitely could be this one, right? It absolutely could be this one, but
Bushkey, I was serving the bear case, but Tucker went back to bull.
I can't. TradingView is pissing me off right now. Back to Will. Back to Will. Back to Will, man.
You're up, Will.
So, yeah.
What is that, Will?
This is not what you want to see.
No, it's not.
This is Nvidia right now.
Oh,
and this is the daily structure. Like, I'm not gonna fade lower highs, man. I'm just not lower lows, lower highs. But I do think like something like this, right, is a possibility. I would like to rather see something like this, because then you get the inverted head and shoulders pattern, right? So that would be more ideal if they can bring it back up and sweep that high real quick. That would be the more ideal scenario. But if not, I would say like view this as what? Resistance, high time frame resistance, and you're continually just forming the same, lower high structure in the same range. You keep hitting the same range. The only thing I would say that's kind of something to watch for here is like you've been hitting this range a lot, right? So it's almost like, can you break out? Can you break out? Because you keep retesting it, it tells you there's a lot of bid below here. And so because there's a lot of bid below, either they're going to keep retesting this low to eat up all the bidders, all the buyers, and then come back down and retest, or they're going to keep bidding and short squeeze this thing back up, right? But the fact that you keep hugging is good. This This is what you look at as weakness, because you get there, you reject, you come back. You get there, you reject, you come back. This is what you could technically call demand. It's just, is demand strong enough to create the breakout to break out, right? That's all you're looking for. There is demand here, though, structurally, in comparison to the previous two highs. The previous two highs didn't have any demand up here. This high does have demand, but you could get squeezed back into the previous demand zone as you did before you end up breaking out too. And that's what I'm kind of watching for here, is do we come back to the previous demand or the high demand zone? Do we come back to the high demand zone before we get the breakout? And if Nvidia is going to pull back like this, I would say SPY will probably do something like this. And we're already starting, again, we're seeing something very similar here at the high. And structurally, we filled the gap and we continue to reject the gap, right? And now we're kind of falling under the gap. And so structurally, if this thing really wants to puke, I'm not going to be the first person to come in here and tell you guys, hey guys, hope, because this is what I would target if it's going to puke. And this is the gap fill right here on the daily structure in the 5460, right? And 5500. This is a gap fill. So if they come back and gap fill, you're probably going to end up in this range. I don't think you'll go structurally much lower than that. There's no other real gaps. Gap already got filled here. And over here, if you're super, super bearish, you can look for this gap fill, but I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is your closest gap fill that will probably fill. I think you'll get a pullback into this range and then a breakout. Ideally, if they can hold this upper range, they could technically leave this range behind. But then what does that mean for later, right? Does later come back down lower? That's kind of the scenario. So you have a couple different scenarios. I prefer they come back and take this now and sweep it now, sweep the liquidity now, fill the gap now. And then that would line up with my Nvidia thesis coming back and hitting previous demand. And that would also line up with my current thesis of Bitcoin coming back and hitting previous demand. And even SUI here, kind of breaking down. And this is what I was looking for, was somewhere around 75 cents. Hitting previous demand. Like I can see it across the board almost. It's almost like clockwork. Even Tesla here, like this was supposed to be a clean breakout, ended up breaking back below the bear top range. But for me, because they broke this far ahead, ideally, even though they'll probably break down more, they're compressing this direction, right? So they're compressing that direction. So ultimately, a lot of this is lining up for a big swing, in my opinion. But in the short term, very short term, weeks, months, couple months or weeks, I'm thinking we'll get a slight pullback here. I can't unsee it. I'm seeing it time and time again. Look, GME, yes, squiggles, haha, but we're rolling right in. That's your pit roll arc. This thing's rolling right into it. And I'm telling you, if GME comes back down, this thing's coming right back down here to like 1452. This is going to get absolutely obliterated. IWM coming back, hitting the curve. Ideally, I think there's a good rollback position to 210. There's good opportunity, and you got a gap fill all the way down here to 208. So if they want to gap fill this, IWM's coming back. What does that mean for small caps? Small caps are going to get absolutely blown out. At least on the equity side.
Wait, are you preaching bearish IWM propaganda right now?
No, I'm saying that we're going to get gap fills, man. Like they're coming back for their gap fills.
Will, do you care if I steal the chart? I need to just Tucker was trying to show this. I just need to show this, okay? I just need to. Do you care?
Yeah, go for it.
Tucker, this is what you were trying to show.
What am I looking at?
I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
I want you to pattern recognize this.
ETH. What is this, COVID?
Correct. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. This is ETH COVID fractal. All right. And we'll make this blue for ETH. And then we have ETH right now. Okay. In my opinion, this is what we're doing. We just put in Tucker, you're not even looking, bro. I can see in your eyes. You're
No,
just
I'm looking.
you're ape mode, bro. I can see your pupils.
No.
You
I'm
dilate when you
looking.
get ape mode.
I'm looking.
You're not looking.
Yeah, you put in the little red deal. Yeah.
He's not looking. He's not looking.
I'm looking.
He's not looking. He's not looking. He's aping. 1, 2. We're somewhere right around here. Like, this is your structure right here. Like, this is what we're doing. And this is what's going to happen right here. So let me even just, like, it's never going to be perfect, but like, this is what, in my opinion, you have to look forward to is like, I don't even know the best way to fit it on there. Like, something like this, honestly. Like, you're just going to kind of like float up into this at some point, and then you're just gone. You're just going to rip. But like, it's the same, man. It's the same fractal. Like, we can mark this out every which way, you know. Oops, I don't want that. We'll just do demand, make it green. It's the same.
Yeah, it is kind of cleaner on ETH.
It's very clean.
Yeah. Are you on, what are you on, the 2 hour on both?
Yeah, I got the time frames lined up and everything. And again, I think it's not perfect. Like, as you can see, like, ETH here had kind of a different move, you know, that COVID fractal didn't have, but like, the spirit of it is the same, right?
What's the time till the pump, from bottom to pump?
From bottom to pump, I'll happily tell you.
That's all
I'll tell you right now.
Oh,
but I mean, keep in mind at this point, we went from $80 to $250, so it's not going to be the same in that regard, right? It's not going to be the same in that regard.
130 days max. I can't.
Okay, so if in the next 130 days we went up 3.5x, would you be okay with that?
I mean, maybe. I got 100.
Bro, come on. Come on.
Wait, what? We go up 3.5x?
Yeah, look at this. Okay, look at this. So from the Pico Schmico to when like the real pump began, we went up 200% in 130 days.
All right, so if we 3x by December and then we start ripping, that's actually kind of what's probably going to happen.
But this is why I'm saying it won't be the exact same, because the pricing is so much different. And like right now we're at 2,500. Back here, ETH was at $80. Like, it's not going to be the same. But the point is like, even if we okay, Tucker, let me ask you right now, if you could sign the dotted line for ETH basically back at like 4,200 by end of Q4, would you sign the dotted line?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. Of course, right? And then Q1 you get a face ripper, right? Like, you take
that's why I changed my name to Bull Chop Arc in the Discord, because that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I mean, Bull Chop Arc, yeah, but I would also say Pit Roll Arc in the short
No, those are not the same thing, Will. Those are not the same.
It's still in the same range. What do you mean? It's still in the same range.
Pit roll and bull chop are not the same, in my opinion. Just the definition of the words is all. Right.
Oh man, look, I think I think people should be bullish for 2025, and I'm positioned accordingly. I don't give a shit about how deep this shit goes. Like, I'm positioned accordingly. I think 2025, you are going to be so glad you bought these dips. But, you know, for now, like in the short term, if you're just getting involved and you're sitting here crying about price action, I'm just giving where I think things will go, at least in the short term. Like, I've been positioning accordingly.
Well, you've been short?
No, I'm been buying shit. What do you mean?
Okay,
Every time I get a dip, bro, like, I'm just like, okay, what can I go and look at? I instant coin market cap. Boom, where's some shit? All right, this shit's getting absolutely crushed. Let's go look at the chart. I actually look at the worst shit. on CoinMarketCap, to be honest with you. Like I'm literally going there. I'm like, all right, what's not a shit coin? What's a fundamental coin? Go in there, check out, are they active? Yada, yada, yada. Do they have a real good use case? You know, maybe mostly L1s, so I'll be real. And then once I kind of look at that, I'm like, all right, can they attract retail? And then I start setting up the chart. I'm like, okay, this thing looks good. It's crushed down to a solid floor. I need to be bidding this thing. So I start buying something. Like I got basically recently, I got some SUI, I got some Aptos, I got some ICP. LOL, laugh at me. It's fine.
ICP, Will? You got
yeah.
ICP?
I got some more ICP,
Oh,
man.
no.
Like I bought ICP like literally like a couple dollars on the floor, bare floor. That shit ran to like $20. I think it's still gonna go a lot higher. And we even talked about the CME groups features that are already there for ICP and XRP. Remember that when Jackets brought that up on the show? It was like I think it was last week.
Yeah.
So I'm bullish on CME futures, bro. I'm bullish on CME futures. I don't give a shit, especially a crypto project. So, you know, if you're looking at it from that aspect, I think that and CME group, if you guys know, you know. So I think that this is Cardano at under a penny. This is you know, Ethereum under $100, couple $100.
ICP?
No, I'm talking about the market where it's at right now.
Okay.
Like I think like people are not looking at the perspective of the market and being like, okay, what is where are these fundamental coins right now in this market? And are they pretty damn floored? I'd say yes, they're pretty damn floored.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I mean, like you kind of have to be bullish crypto here, man. Like you just don't have another option.
No,
it's
you
either
don't.
bullish or zero. Like
yeah, that's what I mean.
direction
Yeah.
Either bullish or Naka's right, and ETH is going to 350.
Oh my god.
And that can't happen. So
No, that can't happen.
yeah.
Look at Booty Bandit. He put ICP. I can't profit.
If you're bullish, you need to get on the buttons immediately. That's what needs to happen.
Dude, I've been on the buttons pretty hard recently, man.
Yeah, same.
Like bad day to be the buttons.
I've been talking bearish, but it's because I think the market's gonna roll more. But like I'm just bidding dips. Like I'm not crying about this shit like most people are right now.
Okay, well, what if Nvidia smashes earnings and everything just rips?
I'm gonna be really well positioned. That's basically it. I bought SUI recently and I'm on $1.
But
right?
Will you be
and
bullish?
About 80 cents.
Will you be bullish?
If it smashes earnings and if Nvidia respects the trend and breaks above trend line, yeah, I'll be bullish on that.
All right.
Yeah, is it like that's the thing? It just right now we're every asset is in a depressed state. It's near its lows, and I think that's important to keep as context. And I think that there's potential to go a little bit lower. Just people need to stop crying about it. Just close your portfolio unless you're buying shit.
But will you punt calls with me, Will?
I can't punt calls right now. Absolutely cannot.
Tucker, I'll gamble with you, bro.
Yeah, we're about to gamble this afternoon.
Tell me what we're playing. I'll throw money at it. That's fine.
Yeah, I will.
If Bitcoin were to capitulate and do a cold world, then I would punt calls 100%.
Yeah. Wait. So okay,
I want to address this.
We need to address this super chat real quick though. We gotta something.
I
will
chart that. I will chart that. But I want to address. Why is it okay? There we go. How's purple, green, red going, Max? Few remember purple, green, red. Let me talk to you about it. So purple, green, red is from a video that I made. And I am proud to say that despite Bitcoin being on a bunch of bullshit, purple, green, red is still going to be in play. And here, I'll actually pull up two charts. Others, dominance. I think there's a couple different ways to approach it. We will hide these. Don't need those. So in the video, I can't remember if I did it with others or if I did it with others dominance or if I did it with others divided by Bitcoin, but either way, you'll get the picture. It's more or less the same chart. It's very, very close. It's a little bit different. So marking out basically what has happened, and actually let me put Bitcoin down below first. So here's Bitcoin, and then we'll put up Bitcoin down here as well. It's clear that these altcoin indexes, where basically what these are telling you is that when this chart goes up like this, altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. Same over here. They're more or less the same, a little bit different. When it goes down, Bitcoin's a better hold than altcoins, right? So it's just kind of like a little ratio. And something that happens every cycle is that this chart does the same thing. It does like a 1, 2, 3 high time frame, higher low, bear market bottom, rally, high time frame, higher low, and then we rally. 1, 2, 3, high time frame move, same as every other cycle, and then we rally. Now, where does this dot occur on the Bitcoin chart? Or I'll change the color of the Bitcoin chart to orange. Where does it occur on the Bitcoin chart? In my opinion, it's just happened. So there it is. It's at the same phase of every cycle. It's like right before Bitcoin kind of goes into like, its mania phase. Let's do it on this chart now, which is others dominance. Basically the same thing that we just did, but some people like to look at it like that. 1, 2, 3. And that happened right here for Bitcoin. Same thing. 1, 2, 3. Where did that happen? Right over here for Bitcoin. 1, 2, 3. And it just happened, in my opinion, right over here for Bitcoin. So this is when you start to get that like real outperformance of altcoins versus Bitcoin, right? And I can show you, like let's just look at others here. And then we'll put up others down below. So others is like your shitcoin index. It's hard to even see, right? Like you can't even like really see. I'll do my best to take a move. It's just kind of rounding it. But others went up 33,000% after that little like dance was done. Yeah, same thing over here, right? I'm kind of just doing it twice. And at that same time, Bitcoin went up 2,000%, right? So altcoins went up way more than Bitcoin. And that's happened every cycle so far, right? And then even last cycle, right? Bitcoin from this point forward went up 150%. And altcoins, others, the altcoin index, went up roughly 1,300%. So again, in both cycles, it's like altcoins outperform Bitcoin as a whole by about 10x. That's what this chart is showing. And that happens when you see these charts here. I'll just make this one bigger. That's what happens when these charts line up and they do this little dance, right? The 1, 2, 3 high time frame, high or low, everybody gets bearish, the market sells off, and then you get a move like this. Like, look at what happened last cycle, guys. Look at others last cycle. 1, 2, 3. So we're, in my opinion, like we're right here. It's taking a while, but we're right here, in my opinion. But I don't know. This market's exhausting. It's miserable. We all wasted 5 months. Congratulations.
That's
Enjoyed your summer.
That's why I've been playing equities, bro. Like calls and equities have been cooking, but crypto's been absolute shit. People will tell you the meme coins. It's like nothing's doing anything. Stop lying to people. But if you were to tell me to make a choice, gun to my head, leverage trade or meme coins, I would take leverage trading at this point. Whereas before, I would say meme coins.
I'm just tired, man. That's all. I'm just tired.
We're all tired, Max.
Just miserable,
We're all
man. Like
tired.
tech stocks, new all-time highs every single day. and we're just being punished. You know, it's just tough.
I have to ask the question though, Tucker.
Mm,
This is a real question. All right. Do
mm.
you still believe in Ondo to a condo?
No, never really. I've never owned. I don't think I've ever bought Ondo ever.
I'm just
Yeah, we've charted it before. Never been an Ondo condo believer or even owner. So no.
Dude, look
I
at this
did play the
Nvidia
Ondo
price
narrative in
action.
RWAs.
Nvidia's pumping, guys. Nvidia's pumping.
Oh, look at this price action. This is terrible.
Nvidia has a lot of ground to cover.
That's
Though.
not a top. Okay, go look at tops on Nvidia, and that is not how Nvidia tops. Okay, that's how Nvidia acts before a gap up. All right, look at the last earnings report.
Look at this.
Look at the last earnings and circle that price action.
VIX has to
right
start
there.
failing.
Gap up time.
Yeah, but VIX has to start rolling. VIX is not rolling right now.
What are you talking about now?
VIX.
Oh shit!
It's got to start rolling, or we're gonna get another spike. I don't think it'll be as big as the other spike. This is why I don't think we violate lows.
Why are they bidding the VIX, man? Well,
they're bidding the VIX again.
Imagine in the morning when those hedges come off the board. We'll study that.
I mean, whatever, man. Just send everything to zero. Who cares at this point? I'm exhausted.
Chris,
We're done.
Chris Green,
It's over.
no. Okay,
Send the VIX to 1 million. You know, like just whatever.
Some people are buying Nvidia. Why the hell would you buy Nvidia and expect growth?
I mean, as you can see, like we'll draw a little fib extension here on the VIX. I'm gonna just show you guys real quick. Like the VIX is gonna go into price discovery. We could see the VIX up at the 3.618. So VIX to 9,000. It's pretty clear.
Yeah, that tracks.
It's pretty clear what's happening, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hard to refute this. So
look, I'm just looking for a retest of like 19.64. That's it.
There you go. VIX to 9,000.
We don't need to go there. Man, everything looks like shit. I'm not gonna lie, man. Everything. I just looked at Mog and Tommy's like Mog looks bad. I don't think it looks bad at all.
You just said everything looks like shit. So
I just opened the chart. Mog doesn't look bad, like compared to other things.
All right. Well, let me take a look at it.
Scroll out, look at the support. You can put it on the put on the weekly.
I mean, it just looks like all this ETH beta is just trying to carve out bottoms, but fucking ETH is just a piece of donkey poop, is what it is. That's the problem.
I mean, it could go down theoretically and retest that low, but it's like,
can Vitalik do something? You know, like can you do something? He's got to do something, man. Like we need ETH.
He bull posted, man. He tried to bull post ETH.
But I feel like he needs to do more of that, man. Like at least Justin Sun is out here like literally bull posting, you know. I want my dev bull posting.
Yeah, our dev is a soy boy, man.
Max, can you give me the chart on Mog real quick?
Hang on.
That's what I see, bro.
Wow.
Like
he stole it.
Tommy, no, I didn't steal it.
Steal it back. Here's Mog. This is what you need to do right here. This is it. I'd say there's a world in which you could maybe do this.
Tommy said, "I'm a member of the community." Mog looks like shit.
Like you could do this maybe, but like I'm bullish Mog. It's just like fucking ETH, man. Like it's not gonna do well if ETH doesn't do well. Like it just needs ETH to pump. So
yeah.
ETH is just such a it's just such an anchor on this market right now. You know.
No one wants to bid it, man. Nobody wants to freaking bid ETH. That's the problem. Even Pendle here looks like the pit roll arc, man. I'm not gonna lie. Pendle looks like the pit roll arc. It looks like the same rejection Bitcoin got, but lower.
I can't look at Pendle, man. I don't. Everybody was shorting it. I just could care less about Pendle.
Yeah, I don't like when everybody's in consensus either. I don't. It's not. Yeah, I look for something else if everybody's in consensus with a short and shit.
That total 3 chart is just the reality of the situation, guys. Just is. This is just the reality.
Man. IWM, man, I don't know, man. I don't know about IWM, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Daily chart looks like absolute ass.
You don't like IWM? Well, let's see. What are you talking about?
But on the daily, throw the resistance.
On the daily.
IWM looks
What's
fine.
the issue here?
That lower high.
I mean,
it looks like you want to come back down and retest that 210. That gap fill down lower.
Here?
Yep.
And
I'm just saying, like that's what I think is gonna happen here. I think it's gonna roll, and if that rolls, like Rivian's are already getting demoed, Lucid's already getting demoed. Like
that's like a 3 or 4% move. That's not that bad. 3 or 4%. We're good
on everything. That's low cap.
I'm tired, Grandpa. Oh man.
I mean, I don't like. I get it. I do. But I mean, I kind of still view this like a range breakout.
Hey, can you highlight "Man, I Love Cats"?
Ondo to the studio apartment, yeah, in New York. It's 30 by 30.
Oh man. You can almost lay down. Your neck's got to stay elevated.
It's 100 square feet. Yeah.
Oh. I would say with IWM, this is just kind of your level. Like you just want to see, these lows be maintained here. You could maybe.
This needs to be understood, Max. This is one of the more insane comments I've ever seen in my entire life. Y'all been getting chopped by my dad's algos all summer.
Algos?
Is your dad Ken Griffin? What?
I think IWM looks fine, man. If you remain above this little like turquoise line, like you're good. Because this is previous all-time high supply region. So I would just say like you're above this and you are in a local uptrend. You're fine, you know?
But A does have a point. And this is what I've been saying. Alts are getting obliterated against Bitcoin. They absolutely are. Every one of them are getting obliterated against Bitcoin. There's maybe a few outliers, but yeah, everything's getting wrecked right now.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not like a profound observation. Like, of course, that's always how it goes. Like when Bitcoin is uncertain and pulling back, alts get destroyed, right? Like it's useful to, I mean, it's not really useful to point that out like 5 months into the carnage, you know? It's like, yeah, of course that's happening. You can look at the chart and it's been happening for literally 5 months.
Yeah, it's look, I don't know if you guys can see the bags under my eyes, but it's getting tiring. It's getting tiring.
I'm tired, Grandpa.
You're not shaking me out though. I'm not selling, so it doesn't matter.
Good, Will. Good man.
The point being is like if you know, you know. If you've been here for a few cycles, you know how this shit goes. It's an absolute shit show sometimes, and this is one of those times. Like I'm looking for more upside. If I get wrecked in the process, I get wrecked in the process. It is what it is. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. But I think ultimately, I'm not bearish to sell. I'm just bearish short term, and I think there's going to be more volatility, and it's going to be to the downside.
Max, pull up those time-based fibs we drew a while ago.
On what?
On Bitcoin.
Sir, yes, sir.
FJ said loony bin. Patience wins.
Dude,
the
they're just
game.
eating Bitcoin right now. God, I just hate this market, man. They've just taken something I used to love and they just fucked it up, man. They just destroyed it.
We're gonna hit target soon, Max. We're gonna hit target soon. If they break these lows, we're going straight down. 55 to 53. Target range.
What about the golden pocket, Max? This guy said high time frame fib, time-based fib lands 1618 in mid-September.
Yeah, but look
I
at
have
look at
October 2025.
From
look at
where
that
to
range.
where? Yeah, I know.
Look at that range where we're at right now. It's literally sideways. It's to the right. It's slightly down and to the right. Like, this is such controlled price action. Like, people are looking at this right now and they're thinking 2019 2.0, 2020, sorry, 2.0, where we had the COVID scenario. But I think they're going to ideally be very wrong. And instead of getting the spike down, they're going to get the spike up.
Wait, what about the golden pocket, Max? What about the golden pocket?
I just put it up. You didn't say anything, so I took it off.
Hang on. Well, you can't even tell. Okay. Okay, you got to put the 6.5 on there too. 0.65 on all of them. Yeah, there it is. It's in that zone. It's in that zone. Boom.
Tucker, are you in control right now?
No.
Did Jesus take the wheel?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Max,
starting at each Bitcoin halving.
Take the drop from basically after 2019 where we spiked up and fell down into the COVID low and flip it upside down.
Why are you yelling at me, Will?
Am I loud?
No, I'm kidding. What did you just say?
So you know where we ran up in 2019 and then fell into that COVID low? Take that and flip it upside down. Where we are now. No, not that. Not that.
That's what you just said. You said the high of 2019 into the COVID low.
Just to COVID. Just to COVID, yeah.
Yeah. Right there.
Flip it.
Now put that where we are. I think now keep in mind, I think this is probably what we're gonna see out of this. I don't think we're gonna get that COVID drop. I think we're gonna start grinding up at some point and then just start and then get another dip and then rip. Like, people expecting this black swan to play out is just, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Do people think, oh yeah, we're gonna give you two predictable markets back to back? That's what the market maker is looking for. And then what? Next cycle, they're looking for another black swan event. Is that what's going to occur too?
Yeah, we're in the business of predicting black swans, Will. That's what we're doing. Yeah,
that's what kills me about this. Is like, it's like everybody wants this black swan. Everybody wants this black swan.
We sweep this, then we go straight up bottom.
I think we go deeper here, but I don't think the black swan comes.
God, what are they doing?
They're finishing the move, bro.
Larry and the boys love waking up and just selling crypto every day. That's what they want to do.
I know.
I mean, if they keep nuking it like this, we'll see 53K probably in days. But I will say this is Mortal Kombat 2.0. We just finished the fight. It's finishing. Oh yeah, we broke the low here. We goes deeper. We goes deeper.
Yep, there's the low.
We're sweeping. Swipe or no swiping.
Dear Christ. What are they doing, man? All right, where's the damn
Tucker, you want the real alpha?
what you
Babality.
got? Huh? Fatality.
No, he put Babality. You remember that one where they turned you into a baby? Babality. But no, I was just gonna say it's a cold world, man. It's a cold world.
No, it's not. It is not a cold world.
Look, I like Cold. I think he gets attacked a lot, but
It's unbelievable.
So it's kind of funny.
Unbelievable, man.
Booty Bandit said we're so bad.
It's just so beautiful, you know. It's just so gorgeous.
Everybody thought today was going to be the V-shaped recovery.
I don't know if that was the vibe I was getting from everybody.
Now Tucker said he was going to meme me if we V-shaped recovered.
Yes, if is key there. If is key. No, just because you said I'll wait to buy lower, and I got to make it a quote guy, which was going to be great. But
I said in the Discord I'll wait to buy lower, and he made it a quote to make fun of me.
All right, guys, we're calling it here. Another beautiful day of trading the best asset class in the world. It's only been 5 months of this. It's very encouraging, right? It's very exciting. It's very fun. Every day is filled with optimism. And this is great, right? This is great. But guys, thanks so much for being here. Glad we can all suffer through this together. We will continue to be here every single day to cover this nonsense every single day. But yeah, we greatly appreciate you guys tuning in so we can at least all hang out and have some fun while we suffer together as a group. I'm not even going to tell you about our products today. If you want to support us, check out the links in the description below. If not, and you want to just suffer and watch our shows for free, I totally get that as well. We'll chill it on another day. Guys, thanks so much for being here. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Stay safe and take care.